billions of dollars stolen from crypto. And here's the part nobody tells you. Behind almost every giant hack is not some genius cryptography break, but one small, boring mistake. A single forgotten check. So let's count down the biggest hacks ever, and for each one, boil it down to the single bug that did it. By the end, you'll start to see the pattern, and honestly, you'll spot these yourself. Before we start, one thing to watch for: almost none of these hacks broke the actual cryptography. The hard math is basically never the weak point. Instead, each one comes down to a single forgotten check or a bad assumption in ordinary code. And notice how many are bridges, because bridges sit on enormous pools of everyone's money, which makes them the number one target. Okay, from biggest to smallest, here we go. Number one, the biggest of all time, Ronin Bridge, $625 million. The code was flawless. Ronin used a 5 of 9 multisig. 5 of 9 validators had to sign to move funds. The one bug wasn't in the code at all, it was the keys. The attacker stole 5 of the 9 validator keys, and with 5 keys, the withdrawal was a perfectly valid signature. Your code is only ever as safe as your keys. We rebuilt this whole thing on the channel. Number 2, Poly Network, 611 million. This one is almost funny. A critical function that controlled who the trusted operator was left callable by anyone. So the attacker simply called it and made themselves the boss of the bridge, then signed off on their own withdrawals. The one bug, broken access control, a powerful function with no guard on who's allowed to call it. Number 3, the BNB Bridge. $586 million. The bridge accepted a cryptographic proof to authorize withdrawals, but there was a flaw in how it verified that proof. The attacker crafted a fake proof that the bogey check accepted as real and used it to mint 2 million BNB out of thin air. The one bug, a forged proof slipping past broken verification. Number 4, Wormhole, 325 million. To mint wrapped tokens, the bridge needed valid signatures from its guardians, but it checked those signatures against a guardian list that the caller handed in, instead of its own trusted one. So the attacker supplied the fake guardian set they controlled and signed their own mint. The one bug, verifying a signature against attacker supplied input. Full rebuilds on the channel. Number 5, Euler Finance, 197 million. Euler was one of the most audited lending protocols in DeFi. But one function, donate to reserves, let you give away your own collateral without rechecking that you were still solvent. So the attacker made themselves underwater on purpose, got liquidated for the bonus, and walked away with more than they put in. The one bug, a missing health check after a balance change. We rebuilt it in Foundry. Number 6, the Nomad Bridge, 190 million, and the most democratic hack in history. A botched upgrade accidentally marked the empty all zeros root as acceptable. Since every unproven withdrawal defaults to that zero root, suddenly all of them passed the check. The winning transaction was public, so hundreds of people just copied it, swapped in their address, and drained it together. The one bug, a zero value treated as valid. And number 7, Mango Markets, 114 million. No bug in the code at all. This time the attacker lied about a price. Mango valued your collateral using a spot price read straight from a thin exchange pool. So the attacker pumped that pool. Their collateral looked worth a fortune, and they borrowed far more than they deposited. The one bug, trusting a price a single trade can move. That's Oracle manipulation, and it's everywhere. Remember, none of this is hidden. Every one of these attacks is permanently recorded on chain in public. This is a real exploiter address labeled right there on the block explorer with the stolen funds, traceable transaction by transaction. That's the strange gift of a blockchain. The theft is unstoppable, but it's also completely transparent forever. So look at the pattern across all 7. Stolen keys, a missing access control guard, a forged proof, a missing health check, a zero value treated as valid, and a price you could manipulate. Not one of them needed to break the underlying cryptography. They exploited the boring stuff, the check someone forgot to write, and that's genuinely good news, because the defenses are boring too. Guard your keys, validate every input, and recheck your invariants after every change. Quick recap: Ronin 6.25 million from stolen keys, Poly Network 6.11 from open access control, BNB Bridge 5.86 from a forged proof, Wormhole 3.25 from a signature check on caller input, Euler 1.97 from a missing health check, Nomad 1.90 from a zero root, and Mango 1.14 from a manipulated price, billions of dollars lost to a handful of simple, avoidable mistakes. If seeing exactly how these hacks work in plain language is your thing, that's this whole channel. These take real work to put together, so if it helped the wallets on screen, and there's a Ko-fi link below. Every bit funds the next one. Thank you. Here's the thing, 5 of these 7 we don't just talk about, we rebuild them in Foundry, run the exact attack ourselves and fix it so you can see precisely how each one worked. If you want to truly understand these hacks instead of just hearing the dollar figures, subscribe, there's a new one every day. Now tell me in the comments which hack to take apart next, and I'll see you there.